What you entertain, you eventually become. Slowly but surely, what you entertain, you eventually become. Now, this is one that I, for one, I can really relate to personally because on an everyday basis, I am not the very strong fan of the Nigerian kind of music. And what I mean by the Nigerian kind of music is if you pay attention just a little bit, you would notice that for the everyday Nigerian artist, for the everyday Nigerian musician, he is more concerned about making songs, making musics that people can dance to rather than what people can reason to. And for me, I am more interested in that line of reasoning. So usually my best kind of music are more of hip hop, like hardcore rap, because usually you get things to think to from that. But this is the thing. On my own, on a daily basis, you would really not find me listening to the everyday Nigerian kind of music. But when I get confined to public spaces like the gym, for example, I really cannot run away from this everyday Nigerian kind of music because when you go to the gym, that is what you get. That is what you get played in the gym. That is what you find everyone singing to. That is what you find everyone talking to. But this is the thing. I would notice that after a while being in public spaces, consuming the everyday Nigerian kind of music in public spaces, you would usually find that when you are back to your own private space, when you're back to your house, when you're back to your own private spaces, basically, it really does not take long before that song that you have heard, that Nigerian music that ideally is not your kind of music, it's not your everyday kind of music, starts to play back in your head. Like you've entertained it for a while. Now it is entertaining you for a while. And that is exactly what I mean by what you entertain over time you become. Like it doesn't really matter what it is. If you stare too closely into the eye of the devil, sooner or later you become the devil. And that is why it is very important for me to be conscious about spaces that you keep yourself, spaces that you find yourself, the kind of conversation that you entertain, the kind of interaction that you subject yourself to. Because I think that sometimes, maybe out of politeness, out of merely just wanting to be polite, wanting to be humble, people would bring conversations that it's not in line with your purpose, it's not in line with your pursuit to you. And maybe just for the sake of, I don't want to be rude, you are sitting down and entertaining that conversation. And what it does is that there's a playback. When you are now alone to yourself, your mind begins to work on those informations that you have consumed. So if you're working towards a particular thing, you're working towards greatness, you're working towards purpose, keep yourself in spaces where that is the center of the conversation. If you sit in spaces where people talk about people talk about negativity, people talk about failure, people talk about hardship, sooner or later, all of this will begin to rub off on you. Yeah. So, guys, that's basically it for today. I remain Monaco Daniel, the mastermind trader from the world most populous Black Nation. I'll see you in the next video.